What's up, everybody? What y'all up to, man? What's going on,
Howdy, howdy.
man? I've had a bad sports week, man. It's been bad. What's up, Prev? Ice water. Got Lonice. Is my connection janky?
Well, it went to your photo.
Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
janky.
Yes.
It's janky.
Oh,
It
you're
is
back,
janky.
KB.
See, I told you the connection is janky, man.
It's-
But yeah, I'm a sad double S today, man. I've had a pretty bad sports week, man. Just pretty bad. The Braves breaks my heart every year in baseball. It's just I don't even know why I don't know why I get so hype about them boys. Dolphins are back to finding ways to lose instead of finding ways to win. So it is what it is, man. I'm just down today, man. I don't even know what to say, man. Y'all need to cheer me up.
Tuesday,
the
man. I was
Aggies
about to
lost. Yeah.
It did A&T laws, you know the hat.
Hey, I'm
back to the ball head. I'm back to the ball head, not the hat.
I was 2 out of 3 this weekend. The Eagles won. Hey, we saw that coming.
They played the Giants.
say. Played the Giants.
Did you see how we almost lost that? Did you?
Yeah,
see?
you're right. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So the Eagles won. Hey, we saw that. Florida State destroyed Maryland.
Hey, thanks for saying that. I'm a little more happy. I forgot Miami, the Hurricanes. You did win. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I was on the bridge. I was on the bridge.
The U
Thank you.
one, which does not work in my favor, but that's okay. Go Noles. Woo, have you seen the quarterback in Florida State?
That's all right. We waiting for them nose. Bring it.
Okay. Bring it. I just had a conversation with some Clemson people when I left work tonight. Bring it. Bring it. Have you seen a quarterback?
I see. Have you seen Clemson's quarterback?
I have. But Clemson is a lot like the Miami Dolphins. They find ways to lose.
Why we got to see? Okay, all right now.
I was just trying to tie it all together for you and bring it home. See how that
Go ahead.
I'm just tying it all in. That's all. Tying it all in.
Prev, how did you do this week, man? What's
the Bears lost, but that wasn't, they were playing the Saints. You're just looking for a respectable outcome on that one.
Oh, y'all ran into Drew Breesy.
Yeah, he did his thing, but it wasn't like he put up 700 yards on him. So about as good as you could expect. Cutler and company made it interesting at the end, just like they did against the Lions the week before.
Did you see Martellus Bennett fall on his head, man? Did you see that?
No.
He got tackled and went like this, and of course he's on my fantasy team. So I look up at the screen and I'm like, oh, there go my tight end. Upside down.
Well, I'm glad I didn't see that because I probably would have wet my pants then because he's on my fantasy team too. Yeah. And of course, A&T lost. I think, but you know what?
What happened?
I saw the game. I saw the second half of the game online.
Okay.
And I mean, it wasn't a bad game for A&T. We were up against the second best team in the conference.
What was it, like 24-28?
Well, it was close through about midway through the third quarter, and then we kind of had a mini collapse. Couple special teams blunders, and South Carolina State pulled away. Then we scored a touchdown late to get interest to make it. You were not just respectable. I mean, we were only down by 5, and we had a chance to score and take the lead late in the game, but it was a little bit too much. On the whole. It was just a loss. It wasn't like one of those embarrassing or catastrophic losses or anything like that. Just a loss to a good team. So I didn't have any problem with that. I thought the ESPN camera angles of the stands was worth commentary on, but I kept that commentary to myself.
What was wrong?
What's going on with the angles? Talk to us, Prev. Talk to us.
The angles got a lot of Atlanta Dome glare of the lights off the seats. That's what the angle got.
Okay. I mean,
they didn't zoom in on the sections where the students and people actually were.
Well, they were all dispersed. I mean, it's like people bought the tickets and then paid attention to their seat assignment and actually went to it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, unlike normal where you just buy a ticket and then just pop you
get
into
in
a
there.
seat.
And then you go to the good seat. But nah, there was, I think we got about as many people on this panel right now as there were in the stadium. But
Wow.
I understand there was a good, hold on. I understand there was a good 60,000 people out on the concourses for two parties that they were having in the stadium. So there was a bunch of people in the building. They just weren't actually watching.
They weren't watching the game.
You can't.
I think the
throw a party.
I think the bands were outside.
Oh man, what's some other interesting stories going on, man? I did see the clip of the owners meeting that's going on now, and you got all the stuff still talking about the team over in London and expanding the NFL and all of that good stuff, man.
Why are we talking about a team in London? Stop it. Stop it. You're going to, really, for eight games, you're going to fly clowns across the sea.
Across the sea.
Across the sea to play. And for who? For what?
Hey, think about it.
And then you're going to fly those same clowns back across the sea for 8 games to play. It doesn't make any sense.
Which way they going to go? That way or that way?
That's like the NBA talking about we're going to, the NBA talking about we're going to expand to China. Really? Come on, man. How logistically, how does that work? Logistically, how does that work?
I mean, I would hate to be the team, and especially if you don't usually, I guess they're gonna try to set and give them a bye week after that. But how would you strategically do that? 8 games and then a bye week after the fact.
You don't need a bye.
But the team from
But
London,
it's only 6 weeks of bye, so you can't do
that. But then the other thing is, the team that's playing in London that's home, they still have to play 8 games away. They can't get 8 bye weeks. You can't have 8 bye weeks. We just gonna fly them over for 8 weeks straight and let them just stay in hotels for 8 weeks.
Man, Jacksonville
and then fly back across the ocean. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I mean, and then of course they say London and LA, so they can add try to add 2, so they don't have that oddball team sitting out there. Like that is cracking me up, man. I mean,
and what are you gonna put them? What division do they go into?
Is it going to be like in the 80s, or where you get
you can put them in the
one division with 6 teams and everybody else?
But you would have to put them in the East, because you would have to put them in one East, AFC East or NFC East, one of the two. Because because think about it, if you put them in the West, like you said, you're gonna have San Francisco, Seattle,
London,
Arizona.
London.
Who's ever going to watch them play? I mean, because
and they'll never be on TV. You can't be on TV like that. Yeah.
Did anybody see the San Diego Raiders game this past Sunday? That was on the East Coast.
Midnight.
I couldn't stay up. I was gone.
I went to bed.
I fell asleep during the regular Sunday night football game. You wanted me to stay up until 11 to watch the other one?
And I had an incentive to watch it. I had a reason to watch it because I needed the Chargers defense to be terrible, which they were.
So if you watched it, they would be. If you watched it,
I woke up.
I had Matthew Ryan, and I needed Matthew Ryan's to be good, but I could just get up in the morning and check that.
You said Matthew Ryan. You said Matthew Ryan.
Matthew Ryan on that one.
Matthew Ryan, you're cracking me up. Oh man, that was so crazy. And then they also talking about not only expanding the league, but expanding the games too. Remember, they still want to add them 2 games. They want to take 2 preseason games off the books and add 2 more regular season games.
Yeah, Roger Goodell, I have talked to the people, and they want less preseason and more regular season football. I'm like, that dude ain't talking to me.
Who did he talk to? Who did he talk to?
People. You talk to the people.
Oh man.
What people?
No people.
Nobody called me. Nobody called me. Because when you start extending the season super long, then you water down the playoff pool and you become the NBA where everybody gets in.
Yeah.
And half the playoff games aren't worth watching.
Right.
Look, it's already a 16-game season. You already see these teams. Yeah, you don't turn into the NBA, all right. You know what? From week 13 to week whenever, you're going to see Peyton Manning sitting.
I was about to say.
Right.
I was about to say, they're going to have to sit, guys. They're going to have to sit, guys. There's no way, as much as I like Reggie Bush, there's no way he's going to go 18 games. You're going to have to sit, guys.
You're going to have to sit, guys. The team leagues are going to be decided. Playoffs will be decided much earlier.
Wait a minute.
Either you start them at the beginning of the you sit them at the beginning of the season or the end. Because in the NBA, they just don't play until after All-Star break.
Right. But here's the other thing. The other thing. With the talk about all of the rules out there to protect the quarterback, you really want to expose your quarterback to 2 more games? That's counterproductive. Like you said, you're gonna try to go to London with an extra team, then out LA. Right? What division you gonna put them in? Logistics of travel, logistics of the schedule, bye week here, bye week there. It's just too much. It's just too much.
Here's another thing. I was like, you're talking about London. Can we try Hawaii? I mean, what about Canada? I mean,
that, you know what, Canada?
Yeah. But even still,
the Canadians are basically they said they don't want the NFL.
Before you branch out to other countries, there are 50 states, and 50 of them here. How about
and Florida got one team they don't need.
They have one team they don't need.
Kind of 2, if you think about it.
Florida has 2.
I mean, one did win a Super Bowl, but they right now they.
Yeah.
And if you'd asked me 2 years ago, I'd have been like 3. Until this year, so
Florida got at least one team they don't need. I've been saying
right. So move.
I'm sorry for a Jacksonville audience. Y'all never needed a team.
Move Jacksonville.
NFL
move Jacksonville.
Move Jacksonville to LA.
Move them to LA.
Move Jacksonville to LA.
Move Jacksonville
and then hope the earthquake hits.
Oh my God.
Crazy, dude. You are so crazy.
Oh my God.
That's terrible, man. Hey, but speaking of, did you guys? So let's the Josh Freeman saga starts to somewhat kind of take shape here, man. Josh Freeman to Minnesota.
How are you feeling if you are Christian? What is Christian pondering right now?
He's pondering.
He is pondering because, well, here's what he's pondering. The coach said I was going to get my job back when I was healthy, so I only had to worry about Matt Castle. But now they say they signed They signed Josh Freeman. Now I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Yeah. I'm worried. I'm concerned because Josh Freeman, did you hear his interview / press conference?
No.
Josh Freeman, I feel really good about this. I sat down and I talked with the coach and I met with the staff, and I really feel like this is a good place. I'm looking forward to being a part of insert jab at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
First class
organization. Yeah. I was like, uppercut. I'm looking forward to being part of a world-class organization where people, what he said, people keep their word and they're respectful and treat you with respect. I was just like, he is going in. They went in. They pitch your
olives. They peel my grapes.
They don't tell people that you're off your meds.
They have live animals for my rugs.
Yeah, they don't tell people you're off your meds. I mean, they're nice people here in Minnesota. And I'm looking forward, because here was the tell sign that apparently Leslie Frazier, somebody...
They spin a Tonka.
And they give you wings, even if you lost.
Even if you don't win?
Even if you don't win, they give you wings. That's what I'm saying, man.
Other than jabbing at the Bucks, he did make the statement that he felt that it was a team that he would be able to lead. So I feel like he had a conversation, him or either his agent had a conversation, and somebody gave him the impression that he could start in Minnesota.
What an impression?
And so therefore...
Ain't no impression about it. I mean... Christian Ponder is playing for his trade value right now. That's what he's saying. He's playing.
You know where his trade value is? It's right there with Matt Flynn.
Well, no. Matt Flynn. You know what? But I'm sorry. Matt Flynn's agent. I want him. As my agent. Jeez. I mean, that is amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. I got a friend of mine, and I'm not gonna say that person's name, but this person always seemed to come up and find good jobs, and but as far as like career jobs, like our career jobs, and yet her reputation with all the people she's worked with, she's been terrible. But somehow, some way, she continues to get good jobs. I'm like, who is your headhunter? Like who is Matt Flynn's agent? Because like I said, like you say, Josh Freeman's agent, because he's going to start. There's no question about it.
Oh, I feel good about it. Well, he's not starting this week.
No, he got to get the book. He just got the book in the mail last night. And are they going to put him on? Because Tampa Bay said he was on the wrong medication, so they're going to get him on the right medication. Which, by the way, ibuprofen.
Who tells that? Talking about the dude was bipolar and he was on Ritalin but was supposed to be on something else. I mean, I wanted to box Tampa Bay on Josh Freeman's behalf.
I mean, the man.
Terrible.
The man had a bad night's sleep. Woke up, took some. You know what I'm saying? Instead of taking time, he took ibuprofen.
He reached into the big bucket of with the ibuprofen and the children's cough syrup and
So you're saying he had a Halloween bucket of medication?
I mean, maybe do it with a little hungover and
But I think from a standpoint of performance, though, I think that's gonna be pretty good combination down the line, man. I mean, Freeman can really, well, he still got the same problem to a certain point that he had in Tampa Bay. He only
that 45% wasn't all of the rest of the team.
Well, that's what I'm getting to. And as good as Vincent Jackson is, we've seen Vincent Jackson somewhat disappear at games here and there, even when he was with the Chargers. And we always said, wow, Vincent Jackson, I mean, dude, you're a beast physically. But who is he throwing to in Minnesota? So that's still gonna be the question. I mean, Greg Jennings is cool. I know some. I know some people. I know some people that know Greg, so I'm kind of like, I don't like talking about him. But he started doing Old Spice commercials, so now I can talk about him.
You go do the push-ups too, man.
Right. Love your smell. At the same time. But who is he going to throw to? So that's still the question.
He's going to
throw to Adrian Peterson.
He's going to throw to Adrian Peterson, and he's going to turn around and he's going to hand off to Adrian Peterson.
That's terrible, man.
All day is going to get all the work. Okay.
All the work. But
all the work.
Man.
Hey, Pete, when you was in Texas, did you look up a Matt Shaw burger?
No, man. I do. It is so funny.
Did you pick your 6 toppings?
Yeah.
Pay dearly for it.
Yeah, them cats in Texas are not happy right now. I mean, we gonna get
off the
What happened to this dude, man?
What you say?
What happened to this guy?
Matt Shaw, man. I don't know. I'm gonna say it like this. And I heard Trent Dilfer on the radio coming in today, and he.
This should be rich.
No, he made a good point. I mean, Trent makes good points. He said.
I like Trent Dilfer.
He said. Jeez, I can't get over that. He said that there are guys that are trying to get better and be good quarterbacks, and some try to be great quarterbacks, and they just never get there. He said then you got guys that are pretty solid quarterbacks, good quarterbacks, that just sometimes they just play bad. They're just having slumps. He said you could throw Eli Manning in that category. He said throw Ben Roethlisberger in that category. So these guys are better, good quarterbacks on the verge of being great quarterbacks, and they're having a bad year. They're having bad times. He said Phillip Rivers. He said last year. He said, now look what Phillip Rivers said. They've shown the greatness. So Matt Schaub has shown that he can be good. He's having a bad stretch. He said, and the thing is, you can't give up on him because you don't have a plan Your Josh Freeman plan is not intact right now. You don't have a plan B. He said, so the best thing you can do is just sit down and say, okay, do we need to scale back the offense, right, and go back to truly the things that we know he does best. And if we're in tight situations where we feel like he has to make a play, maybe we just be conservative and punt the football. Maybe we don't put him. That's kind of what he was saying. He was saying you got to do some things to get his confidence back up and not have. Yeah, second and 8, hand the ball off to Aaron Foster. Second and 8, 3rd and 5. Maybe you hand the ball off again. He said you got to do some things that are more. I mean. And I don't want to misquote him, but this is kind of how I took it. Do things to get his confidence back up, and if that's saying, hey, we're not going to call that bootleg on 3rd and 11 that you got to squeeze that ball in between 2 defenders. Nah, we just going to, throw the screen pass and to see what happens. So you just got to get his confidence back up. I agree with it.
When I was watching, and it was pretty much the last play I watched before I turned the TV off Sunday night, I saw him throw that pick 6, and I thought to myself, okay, this is the 4th one in 4 weeks.
It's an NFL record, by the way. It's an NFL record.
Man, they keep records for everything, though.
Yeah. Andre Johnson on Sunday, the dude was like, did that dude really try and throw that pass again? Haven't we seen this already?
I've seen this story. We all know he blows it in the end. We've seen the story before.
He blew it at the beginning.
Wait a minute. Speaking of blowing at the end,
here we go.
Let's go cross the state. I like this dude, man. I like Tony Romo.
Wait.
I like Tony Romo.
I wouldn't even talk about that.
I would like to shout out Tony Romo. I would like to shout him out for throwing for 500 plus yards. He had a lights out game. And by the way, on one of my fantasy teams, God bless Tony Romo.
He put on a show.
Tony Romo was video game
quarterback.
Dude, I didn't agree 100% with the game plan, but God, it wasn't even. Dude, Tony Romo put on the show. That's all I got to say.
Put on the show.
He did everything he could to win, and then he did the one thing bad. He just got bad. That boy, he just got bad luck, man. That dude's got bad.
But you know what
though? I have to watch that replay.
But you know what though? I don't blame Tony Romo for Sunday in that pick. I blame coaching, because here's the thing. We've seen this before. We all know he blows it in the end. At the amount of time they had left on the clock, knowing your quarterback's history for coughing up in the 4th quarter with the game on the line, he didn't need to win it all right then and there. And as a coach, that's when you pull that man before he gets back out on the field and you go, hey. Take the short yardage they're going to give you, because Denver had gone into prevent defense. They had, which by the way, prevent defense only prevents you from winning the game. Ask the Falcons.
Yeah.
Ask the Falcons.
Yeah.
So they had gone into prevent. If you take the dink and dunk yards, there was still 3 minutes on the clock? You still would have gotten down to either A, score the touchdown, or you would have gotten down to B, do the field goal, and you would have taken up almost all of the time, and would have been number 1 goal, not let Peyton Manning back on the field. That was bad coaching.
I'm going to say
go ahead, Prev. You go ahead, Prev.
Yeah, I'm going to get and I was looking at the replay of that about 3 or 4 times from different angles. What I did notice that the second or third time was, one, that dude made a heck of a move on the ball. I mean, you could make the argument that Romo could have led him a little bit further, but there's a reason why Romo didn't lead him a little further. One, he had somebody in his face and kind of got off the back foot. Here's what Romo saw. They were kind of like one of them hybrid robber type defenses. It was made to look like it was prevent. It was actually kind of tightened up. One guy never really dropped back, and the other one was going to drop back. But here's the thing. The linebacker was trailing kind of underneath. He was beaten by a good step. But from what I saw, is nickelback and the safety. Both of those guys knew where that ball was going. They recognized how that play was unfolding. Had broken on the pattern before Romo had even released it. and he saw that they were breaking it. He tried to, I don't know, chop it or cut it, because if he let him too much, one of them two was going to get it. And the dude just made a heck of a play on the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
you want to say coaching? I say good coaching on the Broncos' part, because that defense was putrid all night long. At the same time, three guys knew. No, seriously. At the same time, three guys knew where that ball was going. So somebody gets right on that play.
And I'm gonna go back like a couple things too. I mean, it's third down, right? And to your point, Lonice, start with the whole check down piece. DeMarco Murray was open for a check down, but it wasn't no guarantee he was going to get the first down. You know, they needed, I think, 11, I think at the time, or 10. And he was, you know, when you look at the replay, he was sitting in that middle spot where that linebacker had dropped off. Basically, he had a choice: take the guy up, you know, play behind him, let him catch him and tackle him. So,
but the game was tied, so even if you didn't get the first down, you hadn't lost the game there.
But here's the point I'm making, and this is the psychological aspect. You just threw for 500 yards and you're on fire. Do you really, Jason? And then you're talking about Jason Garrett. Come on now. Do you really believe that Jason Garrett's going to make the right choice and that the luck's going to always fall on the right choice? This man had a quarterback that threw for 500 yards, and if you all of a sudden, I'm saying, Lonice, it's the Cowboys. He would have been damn if he did or damn if he don't. If he would have said, you know what, we're gonna run the ball. Think about it. I had DeMarco Murray on my fantasy team, and I'm watching the game in Texas. They lined up shotgun spread formation 90% of the game. So
I understand it.
And their eyes.
I get what you're saying, and I understand how it unfolded. No, and I know it's Jason Garrett. But my point is, one, that Jason Garrett is he's not who we think. Well, he is who I think he is. He's not who everybody else thinks he is.
He's a puppet. He's a puppet.
Right. He is who I think.
Jerry Jones called the play. Don't blame Jason.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. But the man with the 40-year-old mind, he blew it, because again, you have to. Sometimes you just gotta just talk to dude in his ear, because you know it has to be in his head. At a certain point, that switch turns on, and at a certain point, you start playing not to lose the game, rather than just playing the football you know how to play.
I think it was a bad play. I just think it was bad luck. What big college games was this past weekend? I know I saw Northwestern try to hang with Old State there a little bit.
Georgia, Tennessee.
That was a heck of a game, man.
Good game.
That was a heck of a game. I saw that one too.
You know what? Did you see when Tennessee was up with 24? This is the part I had me on the floor roll. When Tennessee was up 24-17, and you know Georgia was not having, you know, they weren't having a game up to this. This is the SEC. You know, you have 2 or 3 of those good games against some real tough opponents, and then you play, you know, a kind of middling Tennessee team. You kind of have that letdown, and Aaron Murray won't have none of that. And then, you know, Tennessee went.
They're gonna start giving this kid some props, man. They're gonna start giving this kid props, man.
Tennessee was up 24-17. Murray said, "Man, F this," and you see he just took off on that 75-yard run.
He was hot, man. He was mad. He was running with it. I mean, he was mad, fire mad. He was just like, he was like, I don't care. Somebody hit me, they're gonna fall. I'm just gonna run through cats right now. It's kind of funny, man.
I ain't losing to no Tennessee. I'm Aaron Murray.
But what I'm saying is, though, I mean, it's a lot of the critics, even guys on the station, ESPN and all the other stations, man, they just been scared to give this kid some props. I'm like, the kid is decent. The kid is good.
He's having a great year.
He can make all the throws. I mean,
he's having a good year.
He's solid. I mean, like you said, he's going up against a gauntlet. Tennessee, South Carolina, you know what I'm saying, Florida, Clemson, and he's not performed bad. He didn't play bad against none of them, really. I mean, kid is putting on some. Hey, he's up. How is he looking for the Heisman? How is he looking for the Heisman? What do you think?
Should be higher.
I got top 3.
I don't like talking about the Heisman. Yeah,
I know.
I don't like talking about the Heisman.
Yeah, but why not?
Okay, why not? Shoot, I'll put him in the top 3. Sure.
I got Taj Boyd and the kid out of Oregon.
Yeah,
yeah, I got them 3. This is my 3 right now. We could definitely commercial too much. I know. We could definitely take Jadeveon Clowney off of that list now. All that hype about him.
Oh boy.
And I love that kid, man. I love that kid. Right down the street. But
did you love him? But I mean, well, you're right down the street. But I mean, it's everybody was saying that hit was a great thing, but the worst thing that happened to him because they're expecting that every play now. And until like last week when he really kind of fell off the cliff, somebody brought up a really good point. His first 3 games, he had pretty much the same number of tackles, hurries, and sacks as he did last
year. Yeah.
Till about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think the whole hype machine is. I mean, he maybe got caught up in it a little bit, and I think South Carolina got caught up in it a little bit. I think the whole team kind of fell into that whole hype machine aspect of Jadeveon. He's going to be the man. He's going to lead us. Blah blah blah, and this and the other. You still got to go out and play in the SEC every week, man. You know what I'm saying? You still got to, you still got to go out there and play against top competition every week, and it don't take but one bad half, maybe a bad quarter, for you to be looking up and you're down 2 scores, and they double and triple teaming your best player, and he can't do nothing about it.
The bad thing is, you picked a bad week to sit down against Kentucky. So I mean, that's
right.
Well, I mean, I do disagree with everybody's talking about. Some anonymous NFL executive said, if Clowney decided to sit for the rest of the year, NFL teams don't care. That's garbage.
That's absolutely wrong.
That's
okay,
garbage.
False.
Yeah.
Who's that clown?
It'll be. I'm about to say it'll be the clowns looking up when his cat's sacking his quarterback every week. That's what happened. The kid is special. He's still a special talent.
No, Pete. What I'm saying is no. Here's what I mean. What I'm saying is they were saying that he was going to be, if he doesn't play another snap this year, they were saying he'd still be a top 3 pick. That part I disagree with.
Oh, that he'll be a top 3 pick.
All he has to do is have all he has to do is work out and have a good interview. I don't think so. Look at all these terrible. First of all, we don't know who is going to wind up with pick number 3. We got a pretty good idea about 1 and 2. And 1 and 2 ain't in the defensive end department. What's the hardest position for NFL scouts to judge on? How's the guy going to translate to the NFL game? There's 2 positions that you get more misses and everything, and quarterback ain't one of them.
No, you got me because I was going to say quarterback.
Defensive line.
I was going to say defensive line
and defensive backs.
Yeah.
Well, defense.
You get more misses.
I was going to say, but the defensive linemen.
Early defensive linemen, then somewhere in those, the late second half of the first round, those defensive backs you get a lot of misses there, especially at the safety position. And this one name keeps ringing in my head every time somebody keeps talking about, Jadeveon Clowney. And I hope to God that doesn't be the case for this dude.
What?
Courtney Brown. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, but we can sit here and name one success for so many. I mean,
but the hype on this dude, he's talking about and going at number 1 overall. I remember when he was drafted, I was like, no! And Joe Theismann was doing ESPN commentary. He said, a defensive lineman, a pass rusher like Courtney Brown comes along once in a generation. You know what? He was right.
Yeah. But with Jadeveon Clowney, to me, you got to look at just really his athleticism, the fact that he has shown ability in the SEC going up against what we would say pretty good top quality lines. You know what I'm saying? So I think, Prev, what I'm saying is top 10. I think that's fair. Top 3, I'm with you. Maybe not, but I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if somebody might say, you know what, we're going to take a chance on that athlete, even if this fact that he didn't play. I mean, Jordan for Dolphins went in the first round, and this dude was supposed to have been the best pass rusher in the college last year. And he can't even get on the field right now. So you might be right about it. You might be right. I mean, there's a lot that goes to it, man. It's a hype machine, man. Got to just look at the substance. They say the cake, not the icing. Look at the cake.
Yeah, look at the cake.
Prev, man. Hey, Prev, I hope you make it back in the house, man. That garage thing is, man. I didn't want to bring it up earlier, but wow.
You did bring it up earlier.
It needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed. The garage, man.
And we'll just say,
I don't have a good closet like Dollar does.
Man, shoot, man. Y'all take it easy, man.
Have a good night.
Later.
All right.